Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the video Thursday night. It is 9:20 where I am right now. I want to dive into a couple things. The first, talking about what's going on with these dips. So Bitcoin obviously is having some really big dips right now. No surprise that we all know that Bitcoin has some really big dips. From Dylan LeClaire, I just want to show you this to start this video off because it's so important to know what's actually happening behind the scenes here. So 2013 to 2022, these are the dips that we experienced. 40% dips, 82% dips in the bear market, 53, 63, 55, 68% dips. So this little dip we're on now, I hope you are cool with what's happening. Yeah, we went down a lot. We went down like $10,000 or so. But in the grand scheme of things, really, really, really normal. So I wanted to start there, and then I want to touch on other things happening in the crypto world. So again, welcome if you're watching. We have right here, let me just change this a little bit. There we go. So right here, this is Bitcoin 2017 to 2024. This is from Neste XBT on Twitter. And you can see here that there is a golden rejection, all-time high deviation, price discovery. And you can see here that we are on track to basically, if this chart is correct, repeat what happened in 2017. So we would be going whoop, up like that. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot of charts, a lot of people drawing things, a lot of lines, a lot of diagrams on Twitter. Nobody really knows, but another thing I'm looking at right here, long-term holder position change, okay? We are also repeating what happened in the previous two bull markets. We are also repeating what happened right here. Long-term holder position change. We are literally beginning this cycle all over again. And I'll touch a little bit more on Ethereum, what's going on with the ETFs in just a moment. But I first want to touch right here. So basically, Crypto Con on Twitter said that every cycle top has ended in the overbought territory of the monthly RSI. All right, so blah, blah, blah. What does this mean? Well, he looked at the different peaks, 2013, 2017, 2021, and maybe this is where we are now. And he tracked that we have not even hit the first or the second cycle tops. So again, another chart showing pretty good stuff. Now, this is where it gets a little bit frustrating because we're seeing obviously the price of Bitcoin go down, and I'll touch on that a little bit later. And a lot of that has to do with the change in what's happening with these ETFs. Here, though, nearly $13 billion has exited GBTC year to date. It's a lot of freaking money. And the reason that money is leaving GBTC is because their fee structure sucks. Investors are like, I don't want to be here. I would rather be either in another Bitcoin ETF or someplace that I'm treated better, right? So that's the biggest outflow among 3,400 US listed ETFs, 13 billion year to date. A little bit more about the ETFs right here. James on Twitter says that the Cointucky Derby update for the Bitcoin ETFs, it's so over. Anyway, you can see here 320, this is going to be yesterday, March 20th, a $386 billion massive outflow, $million, my bad. I was like, what? $386 million outflow from GBTC. And a lot of that money is moving into these other ETFs, but there is just a lot of movement happening. So take a look at the price, which I'll touch on in just a second, and I'll answer your questions a little bit later. Hey, everybody. I'll answer your questions the second half of this. I feel like I'm talking really fast in these videos, but it's just because I want to share. I don't want to waste your guys' time. So here we can see GBTC to this IBIT. IBIT is one of the Bitcoin ETFs, iShares Bitcoin Trust. So there is money flowing from GBTC to better quality investment vehicles, at least in my opinion, right? And we can see that GBTC is going down, IBIT is going up. And we will see what happens with this. I think it's a very good thing. Investors are voting with their dollars, and they're saying we would rather not be in GBTC. All right, so next, take a look right here. What just happened with the jobs report and what happened with Jerome Powell and everything going on there? So the S&P 500 hits a new all-time high. Great. Literally new all-time high. Well, it came down a little bit, but pretty crazy that we are hitting new all-time high territories for the S&P 500. And also gold hit a new all-time high as well. So taking a look at the 5-day for gold, came down a little bit, I think yesterday or so, but we are at a new all-time high. So Jerome Powell, J. Powell, he is doing his job. And basically here, we just had the FOMC statement. The Fed kept rates unchanged at 5.5%. This is the 5th meeting in a row that the Fed have left the rates unchanged. But the Fed still expects to cut rates 3 times in 2024. So all of this stuff does affect Bitcoin. And in my opinion, it is a very, very good thing for Bitcoin. Here, let's talk a little bit about Ethereum. So if you haven't heard, new drama, there's always drama with Ethereum being, what is it? A commodity? Is it a security? There's always drama. Basically, there's new drama. There is an unspecified investigation highlighting the long-running debate over whether Ether is a security. And here, Gensler cannot make up his freaking mind on what it is. And it doesn't matter because I feel like a lot of NFTs just hit new all-time highs or are hitting year highs. So it's like people don't really even care what's happening right now. If Ethereum does become a security, yeah, that would affect DeFi, that would affect NFTs, that would affect a lot of things. But as you can see here, nobody really cares. Like investors are like, whatever. Well, okay, we're down 5% over the last 7 days. I mean, whatever, it doesn't really matter, right? So ask your questions. I'll get to those in just a sec, guys. I just want to finish off with a couple things. Taking a look at here, we have the Coinbase app rank. Really, really cool thing to track, especially knowing that at the peak of the last market, I think the last 2 markets, or maybe the last 3 markets, the Coinbase app was, I believe, the #1 downloaded app in the App Store. And now, or I should say March 12th, I want to bring up March 12th. It was 119, ranked 119. Now, what's really interesting is that Bitcoin hit a new all-time high March 14th. So 2 days before Bitcoin hit a new all-time high, Coinbase was at one of its lowest, or I should say highest rankings. So this is something that I'm tracking. If we see Coinbase, if we see the Coinbase app breaking into top 50, top 30, top 20, and if I have not started selling positions that I want to sell, like altcoin positions, you better believe that I'm going to be selling if I haven't started already. And finally, into the cryptoverse. This is Ben's website. He's done such a great job with this. Oh, let me make it a little bit bigger. A couple of things I'm tracking right now. Bitcoin ROI after halving. The halving hasn't even happened yet, right? Going to happen around April 20th, 420. If you're into that, you can celebrate the halving with a you know what. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but whatever. Basically, the Bitcoin ROI after halving usually goes up pretty darn high. So the last halving that ended in 2021, 7.86x from the day of the halving. So the halving happened May of 2020, and then Bitcoin did a 7.8x. So definitely looking at that. That's why I haven't started selling my Bitcoin positions. Why am I going to sell my Bitcoin right now? It's just not for me. You know, if you want to sell, that's fine. Not for me right now. Also looking at this chart right here. This is the Bitcoin market value to realized value Z-score, okay? If this starts creeping up, and definitely if it breaks like it did in these previous cycles, you better believe that I'm going to be selling. If this breaks 6, I will be selling altcoins. And another great chart, there's a couple great charts here. Last one, there's a link for this if you want to pick this up in the comments or in the description. We have ROI after the cycle bottom. This is the last chart I want to show you guys. Taking a look at the last 2, the green line, this is the last cycle ending in 2021. Right now, we are actually tracking above. We are tracking above where we were after the market bottom. So we may retrace a little bit, but as you can see here, there's been some ups and downs, some flip-flops, crossings between this cycle and the last cycle or since we hit the last market bottom. So if we were to do what we did in the last cycle, we still have a long way to go. A long way to go, right? Like a 3, 4, 5x to go for Bitcoin. That's basically it. Let's go ahead, answer some of your questions. Keep this under 15, 20 minutes. And let me see what we have going on. All right. We've got some questions. Hello, hello. Has BlockFi not paid out anything? No, BlockFi has paid. A lot of people have been getting stuff from BlockFi. Just be very cautious of phishing attempts. I made an entire video yesterday of a scam that came through. There was a really convincing, or at least to start, pretty convincing email that came through. And a lot of people messaged me being like, hey, thanks for posting that. I almost clicked it. So yes, but just make sure it's an official one from BlockFi. Yep, the GBTC outflow, they are leaving, but there will be turbulence. It's just not up only. We haven't even hit the halving yet, right? And the halving is usually when we see Bitcoin begin to go parabolic and crazy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Filthy financials, or financials. Do you happen to know what the GBTC and new ETH, do you happen to know what the, okay. Discount premium. I forgot off the top of my head. I forgot. GBTC is very high. The ETFs, the other ETFs, which is why money is flowing out of GBTC into the other ETFs. There's a reason, because they are a lot cheaper. I don't have that. I don't have that on the top of my head right here, but these other ETFs are definitely charging a lot less, which is why people are leaving. If ETH becomes a security, what would happen to us holders of ETH? We can't sell it. US won't support it. I don't think that'll happen. There is no way that unaccredited investors, so people, what is that now? $1 million net worth, or people that don't make less than $200,000 a year, I think. There's no way that they would just be like, oh, you guys can't sell. You guys are screwed. Basically, what would happen is that exchanges would probably have to delist it, which would affect the price. I mean, that would have a huge ripple effect, but no, people will still be able to sell. BlockFi question. I started a withdrawal from BlockFi more than a week ago. Haven't received the identity verification. Well, you probably should soon. Gensler testified before Congress that ETH is a commodity. Dude, Gensler can't make up his mind. There are some clips of him in Congress being like, well, it's kind of this, but I'm also not really going to directly answer your question. He's all over the place, right? All right. Well, I'll just wait another 30 seconds or a minute. I just wanted to give you that news. Basically, what I'm doing right now, a whole lot of nothing. You know, it really goes back to right here. Let me go back to that slide really quick for you guys. So right here, super important from Dylan LeClaire. Basically, the biggest drops over the last 9 years, or actually 11 years, the biggest drops. So there are multiple 30% plus drops in every single run-up, right? A video I made a few times ago, I don't have the slide now, but I think in 2017, there was like 5, 6, or 7, 30% declines. So again, don't worry. I'm not worrying, but it's up to you. Your money, your life. Do whatever you want. Let's see. All right. Man, short video, 14 minutes. I may just end it, guys. I'm getting used to doing these live streams. I want to do a lot more of them because I think they're a lot of fun. And maybe I should do it when it's not like midnight in New York. I'm such a night owl. I'm doing my live streams at like 9:30 Mountain Time. I'm like, I wonder why there's not more people here. All right. ETHgate. If the ETH, so the issue right now is that all this drama happening with ETH and Gensler not actually being clear on what's happening is that a lot of these companies cannot get their Ethereum ETF approved. And that's one of the biggest issues right here. VanEck and Fidelity, and I believe others, they're trying to get their ETF approved, their Ethereum ETF approved. And it's not happening because there's just not clarity. So they're not going to approve something right here on an asset they'd label as an illegal or something illegal, right? So without clarity, it's going to be really, really hard. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping, well, actually, yeah, I'm hoping they approve an ETF. I think that'd be great. What's up from Ireland? Yeah, I don't even know what time it's either really late or really early, right? It's either like 4 a.m. or, you know. All right, hit the like button. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys. That's it. I'll end the live stream here. I'll be doing more of these. Maybe I'll start doing these every single day. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys so much. And yeah, that's it for now. Take care. Bye.